But I would say Clay's approach shows the embedded mentality that salespeople have to go out and find a business to create their own market. And you could say from an aggressive standpoint, and it worked in the past, but not anymore. And my view, our view is, if it were that easy, everyone, including HubSpot and Salesforce and everybody else, would be doing it. There'd be no discussion. Yeah. But the thing is, data enrichment is about identifying people who have moved jobs and any other kind of possible marker that would indicate some kind of change. But if you think about this for a moment, so you can easily imagine, excuse me, you can easily imagine a CEO surrounded by his team discussing these possible changes, what they're going to do in the business and so on. Does anybody really think, let me just put this back here, does anybody really think that they haven't thought about software or hardware or people requirements to accompany this future change or growth or development or transformation, whatever you want to call it? They don't need a salesperson to pitch up and tell them how to run their company. And that's, I don't know, I've always had a bit of a problem with this, because we have to look at how we perceive our prospects. And this attitude and, I suppose, approach to direct B2B selling is based upon believing the prospect is a mark. And a mark's a term that Griffiths used. You've seen Ocean 11 or the hustle, right? B2B, a lot of B2B companies believe salespeople are actually enforcers of sales, thinking that they can make it happen. It's not about allowing the buyer to buy. And I've sold millions of pounds worth of tech, SaaS and services. And I know firsthand, as you do, that the moment you walk into a prospect's office, you are there to serve. You are not controlling the situation. You're not supposed to. I mean, you like this. I heard a story. It was a while ago. I sold a four-site telephone system network to a large dairy company. And I was told that a well-known and apparently shady insurance salesman visited them to do a presentation. And he made some really outlandish claims that made the owner say, and I was told this by the CFO who was there, is the owner said, "So how on earth are you going to achieve all that then?" And his response was just gold. He said, "You make the yogurt and I'll make the money." And he was kicked out, never to return. But it's this attitude. I mean, that's what's there. And agreed, we're not shop assistants, and yeah, we may well have a great deal of experience in our respective fields. But, and I mean, it's a big but. If one has a superior or arrogant attitude, you'll fail. Some might fall for it. But what you're after is, you don't just want a sale, but you want longevity. You already know what the customer acquisition cost is, the CAC, but now you're looking to achieve the lifetime value, the LTV. And the reality is, no one wants really to be forced into employing a load of customer success teams just to keep the customers sweet. Yeah, so they keep paying. But the last thing you want is investors challenging you while your annual recurring revenue is dropping. And that, as you can see that figure there, sort of 90 odd grand, is not enough. And it's not sustainable. Yeah. And as everyone knows from the previous SaaS high company values compared to today's lows, I mean, they're down like 70, 80, 90%. But the fact is, everything in B2B emanates from the first asset your prospect sees, not the phone call. Yeah, it might be the first social post they saw or an email they might have dismissed, but it's always an asset. But at the end of the day, something registers in the back of their mind. You know, they've seen a banner, they've seen something on the news feed on LinkedIn or something, but they couldn't delete it, didn't delete it, but they noticed it. And that's what this is all about, this visibility thing. The dance, you know, like the dance continues. And that is this register in the back of their mind. That is the best they're going to get. You're going to get. There's nothing wrong with it. But what we're talking about now is about scale. And if you think about this just for a minute, yeah, a luxury brand does not blindly cold call you. It doesn't request full contact details on their website forms so that they can call up and arrange a meeting with you. I mean, could you imagine Louis Vuitton prospecting an area, trying to find people that had enough money to buy their latest product? It's just not happening. But I will say, though, got to bear this in mind, that you are competing with the likes of certain luxury brands, but not how you think. You're actually competing for eyeballs on screens. But that's another story. We'll get around to that. Another live show. But you can see how B2B go-to-market companies believe they need to kind of double down, thinking that they can capture more of their market. And it's the same as getting cold called. People are still cold calling by telephone. Yeah, I've got like taking all this technology and injecting it into, meaning AI technology, and injecting it into something that didn't work. I got cold called the other day. Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. And it started talking. I went, "Oh, hello, AI." And they replied, "Yes, I am an AI. Thank you for noticing." So the technology is great. But AI or not, we still can't stand anybody cold calling us on our mobiles, because as CEOs, we see it as an intrusion. So there is a logic there of getting technology to do the donkey work in this respect. And it's just, but it is, like I said, it's simply scaling up an already bad, and I think actually detested process. Nobody likes cold calling.